Hey, house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 24 updates and spoilers. Happy Friday! Our house guests of the day are Connor Bourne and John Preeb. Thank you both so much for the support. We could not do this without you, and we appreciate it so, so much. So thank you again. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. It's only for a hot Yay! And I also want to thank yesterday's super chatters before we get started, because that's a fantastic way to support our channel. So thank you. Alex Garza, Andres Lambaria, Gabe L, Lala, Shane Wright, Sean Davis, Alexandra Alberts, K Diggs 2, Shane Wright, Lisa, Debbie Prishgoda, Samuel Jackson. I'm so sorry I forgot to answer your question. Hold on one sec. Darren McDowell and Don MH302. Thank you all so much for your super chats. And okay, Sam, I'm so sorry I did not skip your question on purpose. It must have just gotten lost in the shuffle. But Sam asked yesterday, well, first of all, he said, thank you for all the updates and spoilers. Your channel makes my BBUS and BB viewer experience go from 5 out of 10 to 10 out of 10. Yay! So thank you. Thank you for watching. And his question is, would the game dynamics change if everyone could vote in the finale? That's a great question. I would say yes. I think it depends here. If everyone was sequestered, then, maybe we would have similar outcomes. But if they were still sending people home and not sending them to the jury house and then having them vote, that would change things big time, right? Because you got to watch what you say about people. And I just feel like a lot of the juries in the last few years have been a lot more unforgiving when it comes to shady gameplay. But I mean, if you look at BB Can last season, Kevin, he was all over the place and he won, right? But I feel like he did it in a not malicious way. There's a difference between malicious gameplay and diabolical gameplay, but like not being mean to people on a personal level. So yeah. But thank you so much for your question. I think it would really come down to whether or not everybody was still sequestered after they were evicted. And then I see we have some super chatters already today. Yay! Jefferson Tucker, thank you so much. Jefferson says, Big Brother, Indy gave up her entire summer and isn't having fun. P.S. Love Mom's new hairdo. Thank you so much. I love it too. Brady, thank you so much for the super chat. And Brady says, this season's heating up. Thanks for everything. Thanks for watching. And Lal, thank you for the super chat. Home row. They said, much love from a longtime watcher. Y'all raised me. That's really, really sweet. Thank you so much. Derek Johnson, thank you for the super chat. And Derek says, did you hear Amira both apologized and insulted Taylor in the same line in her interview with Dalton? No, I did not hear that. So Dalton, I believe, is from Entertainment Weekly, right? I did not see any of Amira's interviews yet. That's wild, though. Also not super surprising, I guess, considering the season that we're watching right now. Ali Gonzalez, thank you so much for the super chat. And Ali says, finally caught you live. Thank you for all you do. Thanks for watching. All right, let's get started because we have much to discuss. So last night, the blindside. The blindside heard round the world. Yay! Amira was evicted by a vote of 7-4. And as we saw, she had 6 votes against her from the leftovers and 1 sympathy vote from Daniel that went, sympathy towards Terrence. But Terrence is still there, so. But Terrence remains in the house with the knowledge of Nicole's secrets because she was so confident that Terrence was going that she was all I was caught for 10 years, blah, blah, blah. This is who I'm working with. This is who I don't like, all that stuff. And now we saw Terrence is festy besties with Monty and Joseph. So the same rules apply to their trio as everybody else's duos. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. Also, he really helped the leftovers out without realizing it because that was one of the dangerous duos for the leftovers. If Joseph and Monty ended up on the block together, it would mean one of them would be going, right? But now that somebody outside of the leftovers is up there with them, they have a little more breathing room. And I just want to note, too, apparently Monty and Joseph told Terrence to choose them. So they played a part in that. All right. So the episode ended with the pre-HOH competition in progress, and we saw that Jasmine, Terrence, and Brittany are all moving on to the HOH competition. Yay! There were 5 other spots still available. But the feeds did not come back until a little bit before Big Brother time. I'm not sure who snagged those last 5 spots. I mean, we know who got one of them because we found out that Monty won HOH. And I'm not sure if the HOH competition was the same comp again with like different rules or if it was a different one or what. But we know that Monty won HOH. So that means that his festy besties, Joseph and Terrence, are also safe for the week. Man, Terrence chose correctly, I guess. So at least for this week. So Joe and Terrence are chatting in the car bedroom. And Joe's like, I told you, me and Monty got you. You're good this week. You can relax. And Terrence is like, I know. But he says the energy in the house feels so shitty with him still being there. That's so sad. He can tell like the vibe is off. And that must be a horrible feeling, like knowing that this great blindside was pulled off, but like people are upset that you're still there. That makes me so sad. So Joe says that he and Monty were not going to let Terrence go. So then Kyle comes in, Terrence leaves for now, and Kyle and Joe are discussing the reasons they're going to give for why they voted Amira out. Because, you know, they're going to be in a little bit of hot water here, especially Kyle, because he's supposed to be in Pose Pack with Amira. So, all right, just a refresher from yesterday. We talked about this yesterday. The leftovers had a plan that they put into motion before the live show to try and help them explain why they flipped their votes. So the plan was for Taylor to tell Terrence, hey, I overheard Kyle and Amira talking in the storage room the other day about a big alliance called Pose Pack. So then she named a few people who are not or were not in that alliance. She was like, yeah, Joseph, Indy, Daniel, I'm pretty sure none of them are in it. So you should talk to them, see if that can help their votes. Yeah, that kind of thing. So they were hoping that Terrence would spread the info about Pose Pack throughout the house and that it would cause chaos and confusion leading up to the vote. So now Joe is telling Kyle, okay, this is what you need to do. Tell people that you changed your vote because Brittany and I were both coming up to you and asking about Pose Pack, and you had no choice but to flip your vote at that point because the alliance was exposed. You don't want to show that you're, you know, super tight with Amira. So Kyle's like, cool, sounds great, let's do it. And Joe also says he's going to start talking crap about Kyle so that people won't think they're close. Okay, so then a few minutes later, Joe goes back to chatting with Terrence, and Joe says, watch out for the people that you were tight with because they voted you out, you know? He says, I know me and you don't really talk that much. We haven't talked that much yet, but from day one, I said that I respect you. You know, I respect who you are outside of this house, and I gave you my word, and that means something. And Terrence says, yeah, my word is also my bond. And he tells Joe, I will never be disloyal to you. Okay, so Joe says the people who were sleeping next to you and taking care of you were against you. And the same people that were pissed that you stayed are now going to want to be your friend again. So make sure you're on the lookout for that. Nicole and Daniel. So Terrence says he knows. He lists off the 4 people correctly that voted against him: Jasmine, Alyssa, Indy, and Nicole. So he knows what's up. All right. So then Michael and Kyle are chatting in the storage room, and Joe ends up joining them after a moment. But Michael and Kyle both agree they are already owning up to their votes. You know, there was kind of a plan before, like maybe we could try and blame this on Nicole and Daniel, try and pin some votes on them. But at this point, they're realizing, let's just own up to our votes, and we're going to try and explain it away. So Michael says he was already confronted about his vote during the live show in the bathroom. I don't think this was on the episode. I didn't see it. I'm sure we'll see it on Sunday. But he said he was confronted by Nicole, Indy, and Alyssa. And Michael says he told them that he just like got freaked out by the order that they were getting called in to vote. He felt like there was something up. He felt like the votes weren't there to keep Amira. So then Joseph's also saying, like, really push that, the people outside of the post-pack alliance were asking you about it. And, use that as a reason for why you changed your vote as well. So Michael spills that Nicole is already assuming that Alyssa was the one that leaked about post-pack. I mean, it's always Alyssa, right? It wasn't actually her this time. So Kyle says, yeah, we should play off of that then. Kyle, are we sure that Terrence is the bus driver and not Kyle? Because Kyle is just ready to run this bus over Alyssa over and over again, back and forth. But a few minutes later, Daniel and Nicole are chatting in the Jetsons' bedroom. And Daniel's like, oh, I had no clue, but like I sensed that something was changing. Nicole says, so did I. I can't with these two. We saw your faces when Julie said that Amira was evicted, and it didn't look like you were sensing something ahead of time. But Daniel says everyone was a little too cool about me giving a sympathy vote to Terrence. There wasn't much resistance to that. So anyway, they already know that Brittany and Michael voted for Amira to go. Those votes have already been claimed. So Nicole says, oh yeah, they were all in on it, and I knew it. You did not. Oh my God. So Nicole says she does not trust Monty at this point. Good thing he's HOH. Daniel says, honestly, it's probably better for his game that Amira left, because it's not like he was a part of that post-pack alliance. So what does he care? Amira was a stronger competitor, and now she's gone. But he hopes that this is not going to result in Nicole being the next target. Okay. So Nicole says, moving forward, it's got to be me, you, Terrence, and Turner. Like, working together? Daniel says 100%. But, like, Terrence and Turner are not going to want to work with these two. No way. So Nicole says, if they would have told me, I'm assuming she means Monty and Kyle, if they would have told me about this vote, like, I would have been fine with it. She says it just sucks that I didn't get to say goodbye to Amira. And she says, you made me go, you as in, I believe Monty, you made me go to Terrence and tell him bullshit and cry to him. I'm sorry. You insisted on being the person to tell Terrence that he didn't have the votes. I mean, she went around to everyone and was like, I want to tell Terrence. I want to be the one to tell Terrence that he doesn't have the votes. She, like, made that her thing, but now she's like, they made me do that. So anyway, they both keep claiming they had a feeling something was up. Is BS. So then Alyssa comes in, and Daniel's asking her, did you know what was going on here, and how did you vote? So she did not know what was going on. She doesn't know what happened. She's still trying to figure that out. But she says she voted to evict Terrence. And she said there was a lot of scrambling before the vote. So, like, something was going on there. So Nicole is saying, like, I hate being blindsided. They could have told me, then it wouldn't be a blindside, right? But Alyssa says, I get that I've slipped up in the past, so people don't want to tell me things, but it would have been nice to know. They're missing a lot here. There's a reason you were not told. They did not want you to know. So then Nicole starts calling Joe an effing piece of shit for sleeping next to Amira last night and then voting her out. Is it really that big of a deal? Okay, here's the backstory. Joe and Amira had like a little bit of like a flirtation, a little bit. And I guess he slept next to her the night before. But like, it's not like anything happened. Like there wasn't anything going on there. I've seen much worse on this show, before you vote somebody out. But I think Joe also commented at one point last night, like, I slept next to Amira and I didn't even realize she was in this alliance without me. So anyway, Nicole does end up saying kudos, or if you're a Real Housewives fan, kudos to Turner for the move. But Daniel says no, it's the dumbest move in the game so far. I can't. So Alyssa's very upset in particular because Kyle never said anything to her and she was expecting more from him. So she says, I looked him right in the eyes before the vote and he didn't tell me anything. So Nicole says this definitely draws a line. She says Brittany and Taylor are probably working with those guys, and Nicole feels like she's probably the next to go. I mean, Amira kept saying, like, if I leave, Nicole, you're next. So I got to mention, too, everybody was having a freaking hissy fit. Just with the fact that Taylor was on the right side of the vote. Leave Taylor alone. Let her live. My God. But Nicole is realizing at this point, like, oh, crap, if I go up on the block against Taylor, I'm probably going to go home. You know, judging by the way the votes went this week and how they went with Pooch the week before, I'd be in a lot of trouble. And she says, I probably shouldn't have picked Taylor to be my bestie. You know, I thought I was setting myself up to be safe. Apparently, that's not the case. So, okay. So, that's that. Kyle is then putting on his acting clinic. He is talking to Daniel in the car bedroom, and Kyle's like, I thought the Post-eviction alliance was solid. I didn't have a plan B. He says, we all knew that, what's it called? The Oasis, that was Pooch's thing, and we knew that was a piece of crap. But post-pack, I thought this was a real thing. So Kyle's then talking about how, you know, Michael and Nicole ran up to me before the vote saying Brittany knows about post-pack, and I don't know how she found out about it. But then Joseph was questioning me about it, and I thought you knew about it too. So at that point, I'm thinking everybody knows about it. So Kyle says he's assuming one of the girls leaked it. And he says at that point, it's just done for me. You know, that alliance is over. I felt like the house was flipping, and I went with it. And he said, you know, I was on the fence about my vote anyway. Terrence has never wronged me, so I decided to vote to keep him. And Kyle says, I'd rather build something fresh than stick with something that I know I can't trust. So he's like, I didn't mean to blindside you. I am sorry about that. But this was like all such a last minute thing. No, okay. So Daniel's like, it's okay. You know, I loved Amira and Terrence. I love both of them. It just would have been nice to know, you know, so especially so I could say goodbye to Amira, because I had my goodbye with Terrence and like he didn't go. So Daniel says it's probably better for his game now that Amira is gone. We heard him say that already before. And Kyle is just like, I want to know who told Brittany about post-pack. And Daniel's like, she may have just overheard it. So meanwhile, Brittany is explaining herself to the girls, and she had similar conversations with Jasmine and then with Alyssa. So let's just look at the one with Alyssa to save time here. So Brittany is telling Alyssa, I'm sorry, I'm going to be straight up with you. It was brought to my as straight up as you can be while you're lying. But she says it was brought to my attention like 15 minutes before the vote that Amira had been a part of some things, meaning goes back, and she said some things about me. It was putting my game in jeopardy. It was putting the girls' games in jeopardy. So Brittany says she found out that Amira was in some alliance called Paloma's Pals. So she got the name wrong. I think she might have done that on purpose, but she was like, I don't even care who else is in it, whatever. But I found out about this, and I also heard that Amira called me an emotional player, and I heard that I was one of her targets. So Alyssa's like, well, she never said that to me. And Brittany says, I've heard it from multiple people. She was targeting me, Taylor, and Indy because we are emotional players, and she wanted to split up me and Michael. So Alyssa again is saying, like, I never heard that. Why didn't you tell me you were going to flip your vote? And Brittany says, I wanted to talk to you. I really did. But I needed to confirm with Michael first because I heard that he was in the alliance, and obviously I'm very close to Michael. So I wanted to hear that from him. And she says, by then I just ran out of time. I didn't get to talk to you. So she said I had to make a gut decision. And I really did want to work with girls, but this information changed things. So Alyssa's like, I understand. And she starts crying. She's like, I just feel like really betrayed by a lot of people. All right. So then it's time to pick have-nots for the week. So Indy and Alyssa get to pick this week's have-nots as the outgoing have-nots. And they will be choosing one pair of festy besties to be have-nots this week. So they cannot pick Monty, Joseph, or Terrence because they are or glitches. I'm sorry. They can't pick them because they are safe for the week. So first Alyssa asked, like, are there any volunteers? And there are not. No one volunteers. If you look at who hasn't been a have-not yet, it's like Taylor and Brittany, and then Jasmine and Turner are the only duo left where like neither of them have been have-nots yet. So Indy says, oh, I feel really bad making Jasmine go up the stairs to the have-not room because of her foot. So then Indy says, Brittany and Michael, I'm sorry. And Brittany's like, but Michael's birthday's on Monday. So, you know, you don't want to be on slot for that. So Indy cancels it. She's like, cancel. But then she like said something really snarky to Brittany. It was like really awkward and uncomfortable. She's like, Brittany, you need to be have-not. Like, you can't keep making excuses. And it was awkward. But Brittany was like, I'm sorry. Like, I'll be a have-not soon. But I didn't want Michael to have to be a have-not for his birthday. So, But anyway, Indy and Alyssa end up picking Turner and Jasmine to be have-nots. Uh-oh. You know, Jasmine's pissed. She's already complaining that, like, nobody is helping her make slop. Oh, my God. Okay, so a little later, Joe checks in with Taylor in the kitchen, and Joe lets her know the other side is still gunning for you. So, obviously, the leftovers are not going to, like, get rid of Taylor, but she's gonna have to potentially go up on the block here to keep their stuff under wraps. So he's asking Taylor, are you comfortable going up? And obviously the leftovers would vote out Nicole. Oh, that'd be amazing. So Taylor's asking, would I be getting back to word or nominated right away? This girl needs a break. So Joe says it would probably be before the power veto. You know, you'd be the initial nominees. So he tells Taylor, Nicole wants you out so badly that she's saying that she would throw the power veto competition. See, I'm not like super confident that I know she's saying that, but I'm not super confident that she'd actually follow through on that because Nicole, she must know now, like she's going to be in danger, right? She was saying that earlier, and I'm assuming she actually meant it. But she's also been saying, like, I'm not throwing any more comps. But now she's saying it again. So, like, what's the truth here? But Taylor says, I would need the team's word that I'm going to be safe if I go up on the block. And Taylor says, I will get that for you. I promise you we'll keep you safe. But also, if you're not comfortable with it, we will come up with a different plan. So, like, be honest. You can tell us if you're not comfortable with it. You are an important member of this team. So this is something that he's been pushing a lot. But they both agree. They want Nicole to go. It seems like Taylor would be willing to go up on the block. She's excited at the idea of jumping into a different duo if Nicole were to be the one to go this week. So she's already thinking about joining, I think, Alyssa and Indy if Nicole goes. So anyway, Joe says we have to break up Daniel and Nicole. And if we can take out Nicole this week, we'll take out Daniel next week. Oh, that'd be glorious. Okay, so Taylor says she is on board for that, and Joe continues to reassure her, we have your back. It's okay. All right. Meanwhile, Monty, Kyle, Brittany, and Michael are chatting in the have-not room, and they are comparing notes on what they've been telling people about the vote. We've heard it. Okay, so then they start talking about the plan for this week, and Monty wants to hear what everyone has to say. He wants to make sure everybody feels heard and that they're contributing to the group. It's not like Nicole and Amira just telling people, like, this is what we're doing this week. So Monty says Joe has already been pushing that Nicole and Taylor could go up on the block, but Monty says we're going to have to see how Taylor feels about that. You know, it might be a bit much putting her back up there already. She's been through a lot so far. So Brittany brings up that Taylor was already feeling kind of iffy about, you know, carrying out that plan earlier in the day of, oh, I heard Kyle and Amira talking about Pose Pack, blah, blah, blah. Remember, she had to, like, be a big part of that plan and get the ball rolling to try and cover up their votes. So Brittany brings up Taylor did not feel super comfortable with that. She felt like she was kind of being used in that situation. And they all agree they don't want Taylor to feel like that anymore moving forward. So they want to make sure that she is on board with whatever they do this week. So Kyle says the easiest option would just be to put up Indy and Alyssa. How convenient. Kyle wants Alyssa out of here. He has had enough. He's told her so many times that he does not want a showmance, and she's still trying. She's still going for it. And I think Kyle is afraid that Indy is going to, or not Indy, Alyssa's going to mess up his game. So she's like, she needs to go. He says if Indy and Alyssa are on the block, no one in the alliance would be at risk. You know, we could just send Alyssa right on out of here. So Brittany also brings up, if we target Daniel, the other girls would probably jump on board with that, you know, if you want more of a unified vote this week. But Kyle would have to be going up on the block next to Daniel because they're besties, besties, and he's a little bit nervous that the vote would be a little too close for comfort for him. So he's like, maybe not. I don't know about that. But Kyle is really pushing here for the Indy and Alyssa noms, and he says, plan B, yes, I would go up on the block next to Daniel after the veto, if that's what we're doing. So Monty agrees that seems like the safest option, Indy and Alyssa. So again, Brittany is saying they really need to make sure this week that Taylor feels super solid and included in the group, build up some trust with her. They're all pumped that Monty won HOH. Me too, yay! Okay, so then there were more explanatory conversations about the vote throughout the night. It's pretty much the same stuff over and over again that we've already heard. So then Monty got his HOH room around 2 a.m. and he got his family pictures. We saw young Monty. We saw his brother, his mommy, his dad. His music is Bad Bunny, and his letters from his mommy. It's very cute and thoughtful. He had new sunglasses waiting for him, a hat, snacks, treats, beer. So everybody was hanging out in there for a while. Good times. All right. So then eventually it was leftover in the HOH room, minus Turner. So they're talking about the plan for this week, and Monty is asking for Taylor's opinion, first of all. And she says, you know what? I'd prefer to stay off the block if possible. It'd be nice to not be a pawn. She says Indy and Alyssa haven't been up yet, so I'd love for them to go up and see the block. And she says she would be willing to go up as the replacement with Nicole if the veto is used. And Kyle also puts forward like he would be willing to go up next to Daniel. So again, Monty is good with this plan to put up Alyssa and Indy as the initial nominees. And he says, I'm going to put on a show tomorrow, talk to everybody, get some intel for the group. That's that. So they fill in Turner later since he wasn't there. He's good with those nominations. But keep in mind, Turner is kind of close to Alyssa, and it seems like he would prefer for Indy to go this week. He does not want Indy to have a vote on the jury. He doesn't think she'd be a good jury member. I would have to probably agree with that. But the target is up for debate right now between Indy and Alyssa. It's not really set. I do think that Alyssa would probably be the better person to get rid of. But anyway, today, Monty's been having his one-on-one chats, and he actually does end up letting Indy and Alyssa know individually that they will be going up on the block as pawns. He's telling them that they're pawns. He's telling them that there's a plan this week to backdoor Taylor. We know that he's not actually targeting Taylor. Nicole would be going in that case. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. Nominations will be happening later. So if you want to check back, we will post them in the info for this stream. And it should be Indy and Alyssa going up on the block unless something crazy changes. But we've also got the potential for a backdoor move this week. I just want you to keep in mind. So they're going to be playing it off. Hello. Like it's going to be Taylor that would be voted out this week, but it would actually be Nicole. Bowie. Okay. So I want to thank our super chatters because you're all amazing. So Jefferson Tucker, thank you so much. Brady, thank you so much. ASDFGH, JKL, WM Lau, thank you so much. Derek Johnson, thank you so much. Ali Gonzalez, thank you so much. Jody Cortez, thank you so much. And Jody says, golf clap to production for leaving them feeds up. I know, right? Maybe some snaps too. Yeah. Ordered Steps, thank you so much for the super chat. And Ordered Steps says, you've convinced me to come back to stay with Big Brother beyond just a shadow watcher. Yay! Watching YouTube. I'm gonna get episodes. Yay! You picked a good time to come back because
You're a BB rehabilitator.
Aw, thanks. They should be paying me.
BB rehab.
Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying this season. And thank you for the super chat. Christine, thank you so much. And Christine says, what a nice surprise Turner has turned out to be. Totally agree. I feel like he's most improved for me.
Turn around.
Yeah.
Turn around.
Going like preseason, one day preseason,
Yeah.
just judging by what we saw online, I did not have high hopes for him. But he has really surprised me, so that's awesome. And Christine says, I love when he said he is the youngest person there and shouldn't have to tell these grown-ass adults how to behave. I know, right? For real. Deb Wicks, thank you so much. Vajra, thank you so much for the super chat. And Vajra asks, any chance we'll see some Oh Hi merch in the future?
If that's what you guys want, I can definitely make it happen.
Oh, yeah.
I might overhaul the I forget what the company is called that we
I don't remember which like that. Yeah.
I could overhaul our shop and
make some
that
design.
and yeah.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Yay! Thanks for the idea.
Yeah, thank you.
Super chat.
Preach.
Sean Davis, yes. Sean Davis, thank you so much for your super chat. And he said, can someone just break that script? I'm tired of Jasmine acting helpless and talking crap about people. I noticed that her accent suddenly goes away when she's mad. Yeah, she's a bit much. We just heard her earlier, like, trash talking Taylor. Still! And it's just crazy to me, like, how ungracious she is when she asks so much of people to help her out. You'd think she'd be, like, a little bit nicer.
I got beef with production. And Daddy and I were just talking about
the scooter noise.
The scooter noise. Okay, we get it. It was funny the first 100 times. Now it's not funny anymore. It's just sad.
Yeah. But thank you.
That's how I really feel, by the way.
Yeah. Logan Murphy, thank you so much for your super chat. Logan says, catching alive finally. Want to thank you all. Oh, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
No, I did not see Julie's post of the photo with her with the Chenbot hat. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Is it frozen?
Uh-oh.
But I'm about to say goodbye. Uh-oh.
How long has it been frozen?
Is it still frozen? Okay, we're good now.
Okay,
good to know. Okay, so we gotta go, actually. I have to go to a gender reveal.
Well, don't set the world on fire.
Yeah. Oh my god. It's not gonna be like that. But also, I think I'm moving this weekend, so I don't know yet what that's gonna look like.
Well, your fiance told you were, so.
Yeah, I just got a phone call like 10 minutes before the stream. Got the U-Haul truck rented for 10, so.
Good luck.
Yeah, I was not expecting that for tomorrow, but I don't know what the deal is with the spoiler.
You're doing it.
Okay, well, tomorrow's going to be a nightmare, so if tomorrow's spoiler is a little bit sparse, I apologize in advance, but it's going to be very, very, very busy. So I'm going to do my best, but give me a little grace. So we'll see you all tomorrow, and until next time, much love. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye.